again. Here's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly. No, throw the end down. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have a minute 33 to go.
Mayfield looks left all the way. Single coverage, one-on-one. Oh, what a catch! Mike Evans fighting through Benjamin St-Juste for a 17-yard touchdown.
Second down, 10. Rashad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws a sideline route, outfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucs. Running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. From the 10. Come on, Bucs. 3:27 to go. McNabb dropping. That's intercepted at the 10 to the 20. He's gone. Going coast to coast. Rodney Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Rodney Barber. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucs take the ball away. On downs. Down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flushed it. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off, and Levante David has a quarterback sack. Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon. Those up to the head. At the 40. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25. 20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
As long as we are those fast, physical teams, I promise you we'll like the outcome. Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Evans now deploys to the right in the slot. Now in motion. Mike Evans drifts over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball to caught ball. Evans, he's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans, 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers at number 13?
Hey, we're the Buccaneers. Ho, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Offense, defense. Now we're here to say, make the walk the plank, throw them in Tampa. Bang, 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 bang. Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, I say Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, we the Bucs. You know they brought the crew, so we gotta turn them up. No matter if we run, throw, the offense on the roll, and the defense can't stop, and they screaming, let's go. Get it, got it, he gone. That boy took that thing down to the end zone. And the only thing on my mind is just Buccaneer time, and I'ma ride. Let's go Tampa, hey, Tampa.
What's going on, Buccaneer fans? Hope we are doing well out there. This is the Frozen Pirate Podcast. We are the 508. A lot to get to. A lot of news coming out. We have an offensive coordinator, a special teams coordinator, also some comments about Baker Mayfield. And then the second half of the show, we're going to be talking about around the NFL with championship weekend coming up. Well, AFC and NFC championship. We're going to dabble a little bit with what's going on. With the playoffs, what just happened recently. The Bills got robbed, by the way. Don't give a shit what anybody says. Excuse me for cussing on this episode, but I got a lot of stuff I want to say. But first, obviously, guys, thank you for joining us. We're live right now on Instagram, so shout out to you guys for joining us on Instagram. Come on over to YouTube, live on Twitter. Come on over on YouTube, man. It makes the world of a difference. Come in. Just engage in conversation, man. Let me know what you guys think because I'm about to go off. First and foremost, I want to get to this Baker Mayfield stuff. And you know what? I'm done trying to please people. I'm done trying to, be like the nice guy. Because, like, my guy, Daniel Morales of Fear of the Bay, make sure you guys go follow him and check him out. Like he says, too many nice guys. This is my thing with Baker Mayfield. I love Baker Mayfield. I do. I like his toughness. I like his attitude. I like his moxie. I like the way he handles. But fuck, man, you need to stop talking. That may not sound popular, but bro, stop talking. And I mean that in the nicest way. Kevin Stefanski lives rent-free in this dude's head. It's the truth. It's the truth. If you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. Let me know I'm wrong. But hear me out. You're worried about a dude, and this is my whole thing about Stefanski. I mean, he became the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Good for you, bro. You got a head coaching job. You should have went back to being a coordinator of some sort because, from what I hear, he's not. I'm not gonna say well respected, but I could give two shits what anybody thinks. But he's not really somebody that people really admire too much. But my whole thing with Baker Mayfield, and I know a lot of people out there are going to take this out of context, but hear me out. Who's better? Who has had more overall success? Has it been Baker Mayfield or Kevin Stefanski in the past 4 years? I'll wait. Who's had more success? If you said Baker, ding, 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 you're right. Why the fuck are we sitting here entertaining weak-minded bullshit? I'm tired of this team just talking. Did we not see the season that this team had? Oh, it's because of the injuries. I don't give a shit about injuries. The Niners had injuries. And look how far they made it. Yeah, they got the doors blown off of them. But they made it farther than us. I don't want to hear shit about injuries. You can't tell me, oh, when we got our guys back, stop, because the team got worse when we got everybody back. And I still think there's too many weapons on the team. But to sit here and listen to my quarterback go on Twitter and complain and say and respond, that's weak-minded bullshit, bro. Let me ask you guys a question. I don't know, maybe it's just a masshole mentality. But if somebody's sitting there talking shit about me, and they're talking shit, and overall I got more money than them, more success, more whatever. And I'm not trying to brag, but like, bro, I'm not even entertaining that. I'm gonna wait until Sunday, bro. It's not even preseason, and everybody's like, oh, I like it for the rivalry. Fuck that, man. Why are we entertaining this bullshit? That's weak-minded shit. He lives rent-free in the head, and if you guys don't like that, I'm sorry, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And I've been pretty good with a lot of the things that I said, and I get it. I'm a guy from Massachusetts. What do I know about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? But I'm just saying, that's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Oh, well, it's good for the rivalry. So what are you trying to tell me? We've become the WWF now? We're the WWE? I don't give a shit about that. Bro, prove your shit on Sunday. Why even entertain that? Why even bother responding to negative bullshit? This is the problem with this team, man. And I don't care, man. You got guys like Kalijah Kancey. I'm going to have the most sacks this year. Bro, you're hurt every year. Like, there's too much talking. Stop talking. Just be about it. Stop talking about it. Be about it. Stop talking and be about it. I'm going to say it one more time. Stop talking about it and just be about it. Stop running off of your mouth. Stop popping off of your lips. Or, garbage, whatever the fuck he said, man. And excuse me for cussing, man, but like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, wow. It's just, it's petty. It's weak-minded. It makes you look weak-minded. And if you want to get offended by that, then you're weak-minded too. I'm sorry. Like, that's like, and I'm not trying to brag about none, but I got an Escalade. I it's paid off, and I live in a house, and that's like somebody beneath me, talking crap about me. Do I really need to entertain that? That's petty as fuck. It's petty. I'm sorry, it's petty. Nobody lives in my head rent-free. Nobody. I can't even entertain that shit. So to sit here and let some bum like Kevin Stefanski, I'm sorry. I mean, bro, Baker, you got to let that shit go. You got to use that shit for fuel or whatever. Just kind of keep that to yourself. It just looks, I don't know, man. It's like an episode of Bad Girls Club. It's like an episode of Bad Girls Club of some sort. These clips that I see. When you're scrolling, you see like these things going on with these chicks on these shows or the drama. Bro, I feel like I'm watching an episode of like, I swear to God, the NFL is so too much entertainment, and I don't like it. It's really like, and I'm not even gonna get started on the Bills right now. I'm gonna wait till my co-host Jamie jumps on. We have a lot to talk about. That shit too with Josh Allen, man, crying. I get it, you're upset, but you can't cry. I get it, you're upset, but you can't cry. You had 5 fucking turnovers in that game. 5 turnovers. Why are you crying? You weren't prepared. But we'll get into that much later on. And I'm going to get into the offensive coordinator hirings and stuff like that, and the special teams and stuff, how I feel about the offensive coordinator situation. I don't know. It's I'm 50-50. I'm on the fence, man. But this whole Baker situation, and like I said, don't take this like I hate Baker Mayfield. It's not that. It's just that when I always used to say I ride with 6. 6 is my quarterback. That's my guy. When I see him responding to that, bro, you still have some type of resentment. That was 4 or 5 years ago. You're still thinking about that? It's okay. I get it. You can have a little animosity. I mean, you can be a little. Nah, you can't. You just got to get over it. You're a different person. I've had issues with people years ago, and if I see that person now, I don't have animosity, bro. I'm a different human being. I'm a different person from that confrontation. Like, if you're still stuck and you're still aggravated about that situation, we got bigger problems. You're weak-minded. That's weak-minded bullshit, bro. That's weak-minded shit. Sitting here responding to people on X, bro, stop doing that. And that goes for all the Buccaneer players. Stop talking, bro. You guys have no room to talk. It was a terrible season. Nothing good came out of this season. I sat here on this fucking podcast and I said that shit. Stop, pump the brakes on this Baker Mayfield MVP shit. We still have a whole season to go. What happened? Epic collapse. Oh, it's the injuries. Man, I don't want to hear injuries. I don't want to hear it. Like, oh, it's our injuries. We had injuries. No Mike. No Chris. Chris wasn't 100%. I don't want to hear that. They were the cardiac kids. Stop making excuses. And this whole shit with Baker Mayfield responding on X to Kevin Stefanski, bro, let that shit go. Guys living in your head rent-free. This is how we're going to start this offseason? Bro is living in your head rent-free. Don't even respond. I want to see you show up on Sunday. Throw 4 touchdowns. Sun his ass. And then you could do all the fucking whatever it is that you do. But, bro, get off X. Stop. These players got to stop doing this stuff. You're on X, going back and forth with nonsense. What are you responding for this bullshit for? That's just my whole thing. Like, it makes you look weak-minded. I'm going to say it again. Kevin Stefanski lives rent-free in Baker Mayfield's head. Oh, I can't wait to play you guys twice. Yeah, we know we play them twice. Now you gotta perform. Now I expect 4-5 touchdowns a game from you against these guys. To sit here and respond to Kevin Stefanski in the comments, bro, he lives rent-free in your head. Prove me wrong. Come on, man. Season hasn't even started, and we're already talking? We can't even win the division. That's crazy. And then I see everybody hyping that shit up. Loving the drama. Look what Baker Mayfield said. Fuck that. That's crazy. Lives rent-free in your head. I'm sorry. Somebody had to say it. And I'm going to be the guy that says it. I'll be the guy that says it. I don't care. I will be the guy that says it. I want Buccaneer players to stop talking. Stop showing up on the field first. Make the playoffs. Get past the wild card round. Let me bring in my guy, Ralph from Damn You2 Sports Talk. Shout out to him. Ralph, my guy, sorry you had to hear all that, bud. But I mean, it's just this whole thing, man. It's funny too. Actually, let me apologize to you, and I shout out to Seth from Talking Tampa. So the viewers don't know. I know it's Thursday. I'm doing a show on Thursday. Usually I do it on Wednesdays, man. But I actually had shards of glass removed from my eye, so I was cutting wheel lug studs. So on the Escalade, when you put wheel spacers on, the lug studs stick out too much, and you're not going to be able to put the rim on there. I don't really like the look of it, the way it was, because it was like the wheels were too into the body. I like a nice little maybe half an inch of the tires sticking out. It's a nice look. It's a nice stance to it. It's paid off, so I can do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The bank don't own it, so I can do that. So I'm cutting the lug studs, and everything's going smooth. And then I kind of feel one, like a shard of metal kind of kick up. It didn't go in my eye. I must have rubbed my eye. So that happened on a Friday. So the next day I woke up, my eye was a little itchy. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, just irritated. Then by Sunday, me and the wife, we do our grocery shopping, and I'm at Target, and my eye is just like throbbing. I'm like, what is going on? And I smoked a little bit. So now I'm getting paranoid. I'm like, maybe my eyes are just too dry. I don't know. So we're in Target. I'm like, I need eye drops. I'm putting eye drops in, and it's not going away. I'm watching the games. I'm rubbing my eye. Monday, it's hurting bad. Thank God there was an eye doctor open on Monday, bro, because I went in there. I told her the situation. She's like, oh, yeah, we're going to scan your eye. We'll take a look at it. She's like, did you do anything? Excuse me. I'm like, no, I was cutting some wheel lug studs, and I was wearing safety glasses. And then she's like, all right, let's take a look. Within like a second, she does like half a scan. She's like, she stops. She's like, oh, yeah, we have a problem. I'm like, what? She's like, you have shards of metal in your eye, and they're starting to rust. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I got to get in there right now. And she hits me some drops, numbs it. She's like, you might feel a little pinch here and there. I said, all right, do what you got to do. So she's pulling them out, and I see, and she like places them on the tissue. She's like, that's what's in your eye right now. I'm like, wow. And then she's like, all right, I thought we were done. She's like, now I have to drill out the rust. So I have like a little hole in my eye. So she has to drill out all the rust. She's like, I got 98% of it. I felt a little bit of it, and it wasn't pleasant. But she did a fantastic job. And yeah, so like it was crazy. So I went home. I feel bad for the wife, man, because I was just like, my head was throbbing, my eye was throbbing, and I'm just like, damn, man. Like I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then like I slept the rest of the day. She told me, take the next. They wanted me to take the week off. I was like, no, I got to work. I said I'll take one day off, and we'll do a follow up. Blah blah blah. So went in, everything was good, everything was healing properly. But yesterday was still kind of like staring at the screen, it's still healing, but it's a lot better. I'll tell you what, man, I almost lost my eye. for a little
Damn,
cosmetic look.
It
Bro,
was.
I almost
So it was rusting inside your eye.
yeah, because it was in there since Friday, and I went Monday. That's when it was like the whole like, all right, I'm done. This needs to get the hell out of my eye now. Like I said, I thought it was like an eyelash. So I think what happened was the metal shard kind of kicked up, and when I rubbed my eye, I probably dug it in there because they were like little shards.
Yeah,
bro. So it's funny because now I have like a face shield too with safety glasses, but I mean, I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. I'm done with that. Speaking of done, bro, I mean, I know you heard me on my rant. What's your take on this whole thing? I'm sure you've seen this. You sent it to me too with Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield. Me personally, I don't like it just because of the simple fact it makes Baker look, I don't know. I don't really respond to people that are below me. You know what I'm saying? It's just a weak look. It makes you look weak-minded, in my opinion. I get that he's competitive, but bro, you want to be competitive? Like we're not kids anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like in my opinion, bro, you handle your business on the field, and then you can do all that crotch grabbing bullshit you do and all that stuff. You can do that when you put up 4 or 5 touchdowns, but to sit here and respond to that, like, you're really gonna let some stupid comments like bother you like that? I don't know. What's your take on this?
Yeah, man. We finally got a little drama in the division. With Stefanski taking the Falcons coaching job. Man, I probably would have did some petty stuff, man. I probably wouldn't have said nothing. And then when y'all play each other twice, I wouldn't have shook his hand. I probably would have grabbed my nuts or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was me, like, I'll admit sometimes I can be petty, but when it comes to like when someone's talking about me, I'm not gonna go out of my way and respond. Like, I've always been a big believer of, all right, you got something to say to me, and I've said it to somebody before. Somebody popped off with their mouth that I used to do a show with. I said it to them before. You know, that's my style. Like, listen, you want to pop off of your mouth. When I see you, make sure you have the same energy. That doesn't make me a tough guy, but it's just like when you're popping off like that, make sure you have the same energy when I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, my whole thing is if I was Baker, I would never respond to that publicly, too, because that's embarrassing, in my opinion. It makes you look weak-minded. And if that was me, that would motivate me more. So when I played you guys, I'm trying to put up 5 touchdowns on you.
Yeah.
And then, like you just said, when the game was over and we blew the doors off the Falcons, go to shake hand, nah, I'm going to grab my nuts. Suck on this, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, but the thing is, too, Ralph, now you have to deliver.
Yeah.
Now you got to deliver. You know what I'm saying? So what happens if we go to play the Falcons and the Falcons blow the doors off us one time?
Man.
Yeah,
that's
stupid.
I guess that's like I guess that's like the pros and cons of trash talking with a former teammate or a coach or whatever. You know what I mean? Especially if you initiate the trash talking. You now have to win if y'all play each other. Which in the same division we play twice, so you now have to win. You know what I'm saying? You can't come up short, and especially when you go to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You gotta that's one of the games you want to win on the road in their house. But that's just one of the pros and cons of like trash talking. That's what kind of puts like the trash talking greats in a category by themselves. Like when they talk trash, like Jordan, when he talked trash, like he backed it up, and it really was nothing you can do about it. You just had to take it.
You had to accept it.
And and just hope that it's something that he do that causes a loss or causes him to have a bad game, because he basically telling you it's nothing you gonna do. If anything go wrong, it's something I did, and more than likely I'm not gonna hurt myself. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of win them now when you trash talk like that. Yeah, and this don't even seem like no friendly trash talk. This is some personal.
Oh, God,
they got history.
Yeah.
It's personal.
But that's what I'm saying. Even like the personal stuff, that's the type of stuff you have to kind of just be like, all right, let him talk. You know what I'm saying? Let him do his thing, because at the end of the day, like, again, and I told Buck fans, don't take this out of context. It's just my opinion. Look, we live in America. You're entitled to an opinion as long as you're respectful about it. I feel like I'm just being respectful about it. I would never, ever stoop that low to go out of my way and respond to a tweet like that. I can't. Because now, again, have we not learned anything from Kalijah Cansey talking about he wants to be the sack leader? I'm going to get the most sacks this year. You would hurt. And then I think there was some other Buck players throughout the year talking shit. Now we look stupid. And I'm telling you, it's just an ugly look, and it's a bad vibe, in my opinion. You just right now there's a little bit of a fire in Tampa Bay. There's no smoke. There's a little bit of fire. And I just feel like that's just kind of throwing gasoline on the fire. You're setting yourself up. Look, you're setting yourself up for a lot of pressure. It's just like, especially with a season where they just hired, was it Zach Robinson, the OC now, former Falcons OC or whatever. Oh, we got him because he's under the Sean McVay tree. Oh, he held Sean McVay's water. Let's hire him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's true, man. It's crazy.
I was just about to ask you about that Zach Robinson hire. You don't like it.
I'm 50-50 about it. I mean, I knew the Falcons had a hell of a running game. But I think I was looking up some statistics about it. Overall, I don't know, man. I get it. I wanted Mike McDaniels. I didn't think they were gonna get him. I don't know, man. Look, Ralph. Either the way this season's gonna go for the Buccaneers is either they're gonna go back to being what they used to be, or it's just gonna be a flat out dumpster fire. In my opinion,
no average in between.
No average in between. Like, I'm talking like, and I said, how many times have you heard me say this? The Buccaneers have to hit a home run, because if they don't, we're looking at 3rd and 4th place maybe in the NFC South. And I know a lot of people out there listening to this show are probably like, well, you don't know nothing. But then every time I speak this shit and this shit happens, nobody wants to say, hey, Louis, good job. You were right. Because I said this. You were on the show when I said, yo, pump the brakes with Baker Mayfield and MVP talk.
Yeah.
We still got a whole season to play. And they got healthier on the back end, and they did horrible. That's why I just, like, I get these vibes, man. I got that vibe this year, too. I mean, this year, with this whole situation, I didn't like the way the Buccaneers looked in the second half of the season. I felt it. They didn't do enough in the offseason. And what kind of, like, gets me is I haven't heard from the Glazers. Have you guys heard from, like, your ownership and your GM and stuff like that, like, after the season was over?
Yeah, I heard a quote. I didn't see a press conference, but I heard a quote.
We didn't hear nothing. It was radio silence.
From Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan, he basically, in so many words, saying we got to get a better pass rush. Because we was ranked in 20s in pass rush and sacks and getting pressure like that. So, in other words, the top priority is to get a pass rusher. Not draft one, because we took 2 in last year's draft. Like, he wants to go out and get a proven edge rush in free agency.
Right.
Like, that's what he want to spend money on to help boost up the pass rush, which gonna help the back end of the defense.
Yeah, because I think you guys are sitting in a good situation right now. I like the situation the Panthers are sitting in. Yeah.
And he needs he said he wants another receiver, like a home run hitter. Like somebody that you don't necessarily have to throw the ball 40, 50 yards down the field to hit a home run. Somebody you can throw a 5-yard route and they got speed, make a guy miss, and then it's just a chunk play off of that.
Yeah. I think you guys are in good position, man. Like I said, I think you guys can go into free agency, go get a veteran wide receiver that you guys desperately need to help to mentor those 2 young guys. And then, I mean, Tech is Tech, man. That kid's phenomenal. Like, that's another thing, too, I get shit for. Oh, you show respect to the Panthers and the Falcons and the Saints. Yeah, man. Like, stop. Like, to sit here and say the Panthers weren't better than the Buccaneers, oh, you can't say that. Why can't I? Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. Like, they just did a better job than us. Their record was tied with us, but honestly, the back end of the season, they were a better team. Tech McMillan's nasty. He's a problem.
I don't like Leggett. I don't like him in his offense no more.
I think with Leggett, I think he needs mentorship. I'm telling you, you guys get a veteran wide receiver, a veteran presence in there, like a Keenan Allen, what we talked about off here. I think that would do you guys some justice, man. I think it would help him great. I just think that it's kind of like a Chris Godwin, Mike Evans situation, and like a Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan got those targets and he was open. Why? Because these guys have to accommodate for Mike and Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he did the damage he did. But with Leggett and Tech is a freak. I like there was like rumors that the Bucs were gonna draft him, and they never did. But he's a freak. Leggett is a guy that I think if you guys had a Keenan Allen and those three guys were on the field at the same time, I think Leggett would be a better player. I think he'd get some different looks. But you guys, like I said, I think you guys are sitting in a good situation where you can go out and go get a veteran pass rusher. You guys address that. You go get a veteran receiver and then maybe look into the draft for a burner for a wide receiver. I think you guys are sitting all right. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys are in a good situation.
I would go for I like Zachariah Branch. I'm not sure what out of Georgia. I don't know what, what they projecting him to be drafted, but if he's there in the second round, I would take him because I think he can be that home run type of guy. Like, you throw a 5-yard route, like he put his foot in the ground, make one move, and then like he got speed to burn. And you can play him on special teams. So, I like that, but I think we need a linebacker. That need to be our first round pick. A stud linebacker.
Yeah.
Those seem to be hard to find.
Oh yeah. Like I said, like for me, it's everybody knows who I want with that pick. I don't know is he gonna be there, David Bailey. I don't know. Speaking of that, guys, stay tuned, because when the season is over, the Frozen Pirate Podcast / the 508, we're gonna do a show called The Draft Board, and I'm gonna be breaking down prospects that I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should draft. And the first guy that we're going to be talking about is David Bailey, Texas Tech. If you guys haven't heard, you must be living under a rock, because that kid, if we're keeping Todd Bowles, that guy is huge for Todd Bowles' system, and he would thrive. But going back to the Bucs, we need inside linebacker. We need edge rusher, maybe a defensive tackle. They need a tight end. Probably going to need to go out and get another running back, maybe another wide receiver, because I don't know what's going to happen with Mike. And a lot of people are like, oh, we're stacked at the wide receiver position. Yeah, but, you can never have too many wide receivers, in my opinion. But David Bailey is the guy. I don't give a shit what you got to do. I'm hearing people talking about trading back. I don't want to trade back, man.
I think Bailey, right now, could possibly be a top 10 pick. You look at teams like maybe Tennessee, who just hired a defensive minded coach in Robert Saleh. So his first round pick, his first pick may be a defensive guy because they don't need a quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you look at now if I was Tennessee, I would call Buffalo and see what the asking price on Keon Coleman is, because they got all kind of turmoil going, internal turmoil going right now.
I'm gonna wait for Jamie to talk about Buffalo, because he specifically said, bro, he wants to talk about the Buffalo situation, bro. They got robbed. I'm just gonna leave it at this for right now. They got robbed, and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole fact.
Coleman.
I don't like the whole fact that Josh Allen's crying on the podium, bro. You can't do that. Stop crying. Like, bro, you got nothing to cry about. Yeah.
They pointing the fingers and throwing Keon Coleman out there. So
yeah,
I would try to call them because they need a wide receiver. So I think Keon Coleman fits the timeline of the Tennessee a team like the Tennessee Titans more than the Buffalo Bills. Because when he got drafted, I'm not saying he got drafted into a bad situation in a bad way. He got drafted into a bad situation because, like we always say, Buffalo, they didn't have wide receivers. That's what their weakness is. And when you get drafted that high to be their number one guy on a contending team who's pushing for the Super Bowl, you don't have room for error as a rookie. You don't even get to go through a rookie pain, because they counting on you to be the number one guy at a position that they desperately need. That's why they drafted you. So, When you get drafted in that situation, there's no room for error. There should have been a veteran receiver in that position. And then if he was drafted there, he plays behind the vet. But for him to be drafted there and for him to be dependent to be their number one and then a win now situation, that's tough for him. You know what I'm saying? You can't rely on a rookie at that position when you in win now mode. You know?
Right.
So I think he fits a better timeline of a team like not necessarily Tennessee, but a team like Tennessee. They're not expected to win. They got a young quarterback. So he can now grow and go through certain, hit certain walls and go through certain growing pains with a young quarterback. They can grow together and he can work his way into being that type of receiver on a team that's not, that don't really have no expectations. Nobody expecting the Tennessee Titans to do anything no time soon.
Nah,
so
they was 3-14 this year. I mean,
yeah.
And in that division with the Jags and the Colts. Speaking of the Colts, I know Jamie's gonna want to bring that up with the FBI investigation. You heard about that?
Yeah, Jim Irsay.
Yeah, man. Oh boy, Jamie's gonna have a field day if he comes on. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what the Buccaneers are thinking. I don't know what they're gonna do. It's a very strange offseason so far. Well, not offseason, but thus far. They just got Danny Smith, special teams coordinator. I think that's a huge plus. I think that was a good hire for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like what he did with the Steelers. He did a very good job with special teams over there. I think that was a fantastic hire, in my opinion. So I feel like they addressed that situation. As far as the offensive coordinator situation goes, this is where I'm at. I don't know enough about him. I'm sure Ron knows a lot about him. And from what I'm hearing, I hear a lot of bad feedback of Zach Robinson. I don't know. He had a lot of talent over there with the Falcons. But then again, I've seen a lot of coordinators go over there that have a lot of talent. I mean, and the Falcons are just going to Falcon, man. Sorry, Ron.
Yeah.
Love you, brother. But the Falcons are going to Falcon, bro. But he can't laugh. He can't laugh at me and the Buccaneers because they hired Kevin Stefanski. So that's nobody, I don't know. From what I've seen, like clips that I've seen of Kevin Stefanski and what he did this year and the whole drama, and it seems like players don't really respect him too much. I seen something with him and Myles Garrett. He was like, yeah, I don't ever tell lies. When do I ever lie to you? And you see Myles Garrett in the background like making a face. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Yeah,
he made the face like you lie all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the NFC South, it's honestly the Carolina Panthers division to run away with. You guys and the Saints, because I think the Falcons and the Buccaneers are going to be so intertwined with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's one of those bad relationships that you just kind of need to break it off. But you keep going back and forth, back and forth. That's about how I feel it is with the Falcons right now. It's just and all this bullshit-ass drama with Stefanski and Baker, man. I'm not trying to, I hear people like, yeah, I love that. No. Are you going to love it when if the Falcons blow the doors off of us? How are you going to feel about Baker then? Let me guess. You're going to start talking shit about Baker and how he sucks as a quarterback? But 6 months ago, you loved the fact that he was popping off with his mouth. And again, Buck fans, that's not me insulting Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Ralph, people take me differently, man. I think it's because I'm a masshole. I don't know. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just kind of just being realistic, bro. Yeah. I don't like that bullshit, bro. It's stupid because you look dumb. The Buccaneers look stupid this year. You had all these players popping off with their mouth. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You did shit. You look stupid. You look like a clown. And I'm not trying to and I'm not trying to talk shit about my team, but I'm sorry. Shout out to my guy Jay Retcher because, like I said, he calls these guys out, and I think he's one of the very few guys that do that. And shout out to him, man. And I have a lot of respect for him for doing so. He calls out the people. He calls out the Buck players that people are afraid to call out. See, me, I don't work in the media, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. And I get some here. Not hurtful because the shit don't hurt me, but I get some feedback from people you don't know what you're talking about, da-da-da. And then I go back and I say shit back to them months later. I go to cash in the receipt the check, and I'm just like, yo, you just said this, and then you complaining that I was saying that I must have got into your feelings or some shit, and I get an unread message, no response. It's just like, come on, man, like it's okay to have a difference in opinion. Me, I don't agree with what Baker did. I think that shit is cheese dick, bro. I think it's stupid, it's weak minded, and it just, like I said, the thumbnail for the show, living rent free. I don't understand why we're doing this. I think we need to load up our ammunition. We need to get into shape. That's the wrong choice of words. I shouldn't have said that. I think the Buccaneers need to just kind of relax, take a minute, take in all this hatred that everybody says and all this bullshit, and just execute, man, and just get back on the field. Because to me, the way it looks is Rondé Barber called out Todd Bowles. Well, he didn't call him out. He just basically said Todd Bowles' system is very difficult. A lot of players don't understand the schemes. And then you had players coming out, not calling out Todd Bowles, but you know what I'm saying, like saying we don't practice. Like, there's just too much bullshit, bro. And it's just like, I really don't have high expectations for this year for the Bucs. I don't, because nothing really wowed me so far outside of special teams that they hired Danny Smith from the Steelers. That's it. That's the only thing that really wowed me. I like his attitude. He's like a 70-year-old version of Baker Mayfield. He's got that attitude, and I like that. I think he had his shirt off lifting weights with the guys in the weight room. I thought that was pretty funny. But he's got some attitude to him, and I like that. But like, I don't know, man. It's just there's too much chaotic. Like, I don't know how you go into a meeting now, especially like a guy like Yaya Diaby, right? Said we practice too much. You're calling out the coach, pretty much, right? That's what you're doing. How do you go back into a meeting with that? Because you're still on the team, and he's the coach. Like, you know how fucking awkward that is? And it's not just him, it was other players. You seen that shit with Rashad White, the shit he was saying about Todd Bowles? He can say that because he's not coming back. He's going to be a commander. So, I mean, it's just like to see all this shit. Like, how do you come back from that?
So you think you think you going to DC?
Oh God, yeah. He's been posting pictures of him and Jaden Daniels, like twin, and all this stuff. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy. It's wild. Like, he's been doing that since week 14.
Damn, they gonna.
He's been doing that since week 14, bro.
Damn, man. That's if y'all don't make the playoffs this year.
Oh, he's got to go. Todd Bowles got to go.
He definitely got to go if y'all don't make the playoffs this year. But if y'all start the season, if let's say we get to week 7 and y'all are 2-5 or 3-4, I
wouldn't be surprised.
He not gonna finish the season.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we start off the season like that. And I know I'm going to catch, I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just being realistic. Take a look at the whole totality of what happened this season, carrying over into the offseason. Never mind the stuff that we haven't even heard yet. You get what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, this team is a mess. Oh, the locker room is so united. We have such a, no, it's not. That's so much bullshit. Look at everything that happened. It's bullshit, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know, man. This team's got to be cursing a lot more now. Like, the back end of this season, bro, just, I apologize, man. I've been trying to go to church more on Sundays and stuff like that. But, like, this team is just, like, it's crazy. And then you got some fans out there just fucking delusional. Delusional. Like, oh, the injuries, man. I don't care. I don't care that San Fran got the doors blown off of them. They still made it farther than us. And San Fran has better players on defense than we do. And they lost some key players that were top 5, if not top 3 or best in the NFL at their positions.
Yeah. They even lost they lost their quarterback for a period of time. Mac Jones was
Mac Jones,
was the starter,
bro.
And kept
Mac
them afloat.
Jones. You know what I'm saying?
But
it's
crazy. They got some weird thing going on out there too. They investigating it about the injuries. Some electrical, some electrical room or something is near like the stadium in the practice field or something like that. From what I was looking at the map, and they saying, I guess they saying the radiation or something that's got to do with that is weakening like ligaments and causing people to have like injuries.
Really?
So yeah, I had when you get a chance, I had posted because Delaney Walker was talking about it. He was sitting down talking to somebody about it, And he was talking about it from back when he was there with the San Francisco 49ers. So this has been something, because if you notice, San Fran have a lot of injuries, like often.
Yeah,
like year in and year out. It'd be like not one or two players. It'd be a lot of players.
When did this come out?
I just seen the clip. I posted on my Instagram. I just seen the clip like a couple days ago.
I haven't. So I was wearing a patch on my eye because I was like I was very sensitive to like the light and stuff like that for a little bit. And damn, see that?
And they said they were gonna John Lynch said they was gonna look into it and see how much of that is really, because they saying it's like something from that room or area, whatever. I guess the radiation or whatever is like it's weakening ligaments, and that's how they having a lot of torn ACLs and a lot of just season ending injuries that's like missing significant time. They saying they gonna look investigating to see if that's really the cause of like people injuries, because there's been other players complaining about something like that too. And like I said, this was from people's complaining way back. Even Delaney Walker, when his time was in San Francisco, he brought it up saying it was injuries and stuff back when he was playing in San Francisco.
That's
crazy.
I
guess so many people over the years have been talking about it, so they now finally gonna like look into it. But I'll send it to you when but
that's
it's crazy.
See that? I had a bum eye for 3 days and I missed out on some stuff, some important stuff, because I would have looked into that. That's crazy. You know, it's crazy too. I'm kind of curious. Well, with the Buccaneers and the amount of injuries that they've had, I don't think it's anything to do with radiation or anything like that. But I think, not practicing enough gets these guys soft.
It's an electrical substation.
Really?
It's electrical substation. That's what it is.
Wow.
It's like crazy. Right there by the stadium and practice field.
This is crazy, man. Crazy times we're living in right now. It's crazy. I feel like somebody just kind of hit a switch from the 90s to now. Yeah. I just feel like everything's different. Like from the 90s, everything was realistic. You know what I'm saying? Everything was like, okay. Now it's just like everything is just weird. Like
COVID. What did it was COVID. Like, especially in the sports world. Like,
yeah.
Everything was, you could keep up with everything and it was flowing. But when COVID hit, it's like
hard reset.
Yeah. The world paused. Obviously the world kept going, but it was at a standstill. And like during those years we was in the pandemic, it's just once we came out the pandemic, it's like nothing was the same. Like everything was a hard reset.
Yeah, dude, that was rough times. I'm not gonna lie. Where I was working, like I was happy I got laid off. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. Everybody's like, oh, I kept on working. Good for you. I was working on a site. We were like 40-something feet deep in the ground, 50 feet deep in the ground. And there's like 120 different guys working there, all different types of trades. You're talking about plumbers, electricians, we were the site guys, and welders. Like it was ironwork. Like it was crazy. And they were like, you guys got to stay 6 feet away. I'm like, well, how the fuck you expect me to do my job? Like it takes two people to put a stick of pipe in the ground. Like, bro, they were all over us. Like our mask would be up to here. Like I need to breathe, man. I couldn't breathe with that stupid thing on my face. And it was just rough, man. And then I said, I've had enough of this shit, bro. And then I got laid off and I was happy about it. I said, you know what? I don't even give a shit. I don't care. Yeah. I don't even care. I sat home. That got old. Because the only thing that did was I had nothing to do, no responsibilities. Banks, like, I remember at the time I had a car loan. They put everything on the back end. They're like, listen, we're not accepting no payments, blah, blah, blah. It was awkward. It was strange. I really didn't think anything was serious. But when I seen the NHL cancel games, I was like, oh, shit. Shit's about to get real.
Yeah, I didn't think it was serious.
Me neither.
I was actually at a Hawks game, and I was on the train. Yeah, I was on the train, leaving the Hawks game, going back to get my car, and as I'm on the platform, getting ready to get on the train, I'm looking at the Apple News on the phone, and it said the first reported COVID case in Georgia was in Atlanta, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the train with all these people. And I had been seeing footage like around other places around the world where people was wearing masks, but it wasn't like that heavy here yet to where we had to wear masks. So when I seen the news and it was like the first reported cases of COVID in Georgia was in Atlanta, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the train. Ain't nobody got a mask on.
Yeah.
And like you don't know like who got it, how far it done spread it, it's just
Yeah.
And then watching the NBA game, they shut the game like mid-game. The game was playing.
Crazy.
They stopped the game mid-game and made the announcement that they are shutting the game down until further notice. And then the next day they came out with the announcement the season is paused until further notice because of COVID. I was like, oh shit. I didn't think that it was like that.
I remember they did that with the NHL. They canceled games, and I was just like, wow. Like, and it's funny because when I was still at work, and I seen the news break. They're like, oh, no more NHL games. And I was like, see, because I had a feeling this was going to kind of get serious. I was like, there's no way like this virus is going to be contained. No way. Like somehow it's going to make its way. But I was like, oh, we'll be good though. But then I seen that shit break with the NHL, and I was telling them, like, because we were all in a Connex box at work. And we would take our breaks in that Connex box. And I was like, I have a feeling like something's not right about this COVID shit. And then they're like, oh, everything's going to be fine. I'm like, yeah, everything's going to be fine. Then all of a sudden, boom, breaking news. NHL cancels the rest of the season. Paused. Whatever. Yep. And I'm like, wow. And they're like, what? I'm like, dude, be prepared. It's time to stock up on shit. They're like, what are you talking about? You and these conspiracy theories. I said, dude, it's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. I showed him my phone. I'm like, when was the last time the NHL ever canceled a game? When was and then
like professional sports, period. When do they really just cancel games like that?
The last time I could think of was when 9/11 happened. The NFL paused the season for what, a week? That's when you know shit's serious. Yeah. And then when they stopped the NHL, I was just like, wow. And then like it was just complete madness after that. And like I said, I was home. The package stores were still open. It was just weird, man. It was so weird. Like going to Walmart, you had to wait outside to get in. Oh, only 40 people at a time. And I was just like, this is crazy, And a buddy of mine was like, when all this was happening, before it got bad over here, he was telling me, he's like, oh, you better start stocking up on stuff. I'm like, man, we're going to be fine. But then I called the wife. I'm like, man, I got a bad feeling. I'm like, maybe we should really start stocking up on stuff. She's like, oh, nothing's going to happen. And then this shit happened. And then next thing you know it, you're scrambling around for fucking toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? You're scrambling around for paper towels.
I'm talking about it was just, bro, just stuff that we normally can just go in the store and get. It was empty.
Yeah.
Like anything with disinfectant in it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, like the shelves were wiped. Dude, it
paper
was
towels gone.
Yeah, it was so crazy out here in Massachusetts for that. And people were just fighting over shit. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is like the end times. This is apocalypse. Like, it's about to happen. Like, and I didn't have I didn't have my LTC at the time. I didn't have nothing. And I was just like, damn, I'm not prepared. And then, like, because, like, again, like, I'm not afraid to admit, I smoke weed. Like, I don't care. We're all adults here. It's legal in Massachusetts. It's recreational. You can go right into a weed shop, buy whatever you want, and, it is what it is. Do I do it every day? No. But at that time, I stopped smoking weed. I was just like, no, man, this is, I'm going to get paranoid. And we had a little bit, I'll share a funny story. I know we got off topic, but I'll share a funny story for the podcast.
Nah, you good. Good.
Me and my girl, we went to IKEA. Are you familiar with IKEA?
The store, yeah.
Yeah, right. So we went there, and this is like, all right, the NHL shut down, and there was still things moving on. It was actually that weekend. We go to IKEA. We had edibles. We ate the rest of them. All of a sudden, like, I get the alert on my phone. Again, it was about the NHL, and I was like, oh, yeah, that virus is around. And then we start looking around. She's like, what? What are you looking at? I'm like, we need to get out of here. And, like, that's when the edibles turned on us. I don't know if anybody out there's ever took edibles or smoked pot or whatever. You know that feeling when the shit turns on you. You get paranoid. Bro, we were in IKEA. And then I was like, we need to get out of here. All of a sudden, we start, like, making a book for it. Like, we're out of there. And then, the back end of the store, when you want to go get all the furniture, you got to go to the aisles and stuff. Dude, there was people in there. People were sneezing and shit. Oh, my God. You want to talk about, like, stress level? I put my shirt over my thing like this. I'm like, we got to get out of here. We're going to die. This thing's killing people. And then yeah, we got out of there, dude. Like it was crazy, but the way people were acting towards one another. I remember this building over here next to my house, one of the gutter systems broke, came down. The guy came, I called him, I said, "Hey, your gutter system's broken. It's flooding out my yard." They're like, "Yeah, we'll call the guy to come repair it." The guy comes, dude, he's in a full fucking respirator.
Oh, he like a quarantine suit on.
Yeah, dude, he's like knocking on my gate to the yard because at that I couldn't do anything. Like at this point, everything shut down. You couldn't go out to eat. You couldn't we couldn't take Cody out to like the trampoline park. At the time, he was I think 4. He loved the trampoline park. That was his favorite thing to do. Couldn't take him. Couldn't do shit. So I would have fires in my backyard. Like I have a fire pit, so I'd have fires, and I would just drink beer or whatever. There was nothing to do besides play Call of Duty, Warzone. That's when Warzone came out, and I got sick of that shit quickly. So this guy comes out with respirator mask. I go to. He's like, "Whoa, stay right there." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, just stay right there. Pandemic kind of happening, and I would feel more comfortable if you were at a distance. I'm just here to repair the gutter. Can you point in a direction where it is?" I'm like, "Buddy, it's okay." He's like, "Yeah, but you don't have a mask on." I'm like, "It's just over there." I said, "Just go through the bushes, whatever." It was just so weird. I never experienced anything like that in my life, man. And kind of looking back, it was a lot of stupidity. Like just a lot. Like I caught COVID 3 times. The first time, I guess I got it when it wasn't cool anymore. I got it on the back end when nobody was afraid of it anymore. That's when I got it all the time. Yeah. I didn't
so you
get
didn't get it in the beginning.
No.
Okay, I had it once, and I got it kind of in the beginning stages.
How was that? Did it
Man,
suck?
matter of fact, when I got it, the quarantine was like 14 days.
Yeah.
That's when I got it. So that's the stage it was in when I got it.
Yeah.
But when I got it, it didn't take me the whole 14 days to quarantine. I was good in about 5.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I just had I had all the symptoms because we had like a get together at my grandma's house.
Yep.
So after I left my grandma's house, my aunt came. She was there. Her fiance was there. Whatever. So he was telling me he had went to California for work and came back, and the guy he went with had COVID. So we all over there with no mask, and he telling us that after he came, instead of staying, so instead of staying home, he come over there and tell us that.
Wow.
So a few days later, my aunt called me and told me she had got COVID. And then she, we was all in the group chat, and some of my cousins was saying, "Man, I got a headache."
Yeah, everybody was paranoid though.
So my aunt was saying, "Y'all need to go get checked to see if y'all got COVID," because I got checked and I got it. I'm positive. So my aunt hit me and hit the group chat. Everybody that was at my grandma's house got tested and was positive. So I the only one I wasn't even thinking. I was the only one that hadn't even went and got tested yet. So when my aunt told me, I went in, I took off work. I went home for the day. I made an appointment, went and got tested like the next day. Mine came back positive. But at that time, I didn't have none of the symptoms yet.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have none of the symptoms for maybe like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm down with the COVID, that's when the whole Capitol thing happened, when everybody ran up in the Capitol building.
Yeah.
So I had COVID. I was quarantined in, watching it on the news. So I had to, I had to lost my taste, my smell, but all that stuff didn't happen at one time. Though it was like one day I lost my taste, the next day I lost my smell, the next day I had a headache, the day after that my back was hurting. But each time I had a symptom, I lost one. So once my back aches came, my taste.
So you had it in
back.
The waves throughout. That sucks. Yeah.
So I never had it. All those symptoms was at one time. It's like my taste and smell was gone. So when my taste and smell came back, I started having back aches. When my back aches came, I got a headache. So it about 5 days out of the 14-day quarantine, all that stuff had to happen in waves. It never was all at one time. So I just started eating a lot of citrus fruit like oranges, and tangerines and stuff like that.
Minerals, man, replenish your minerals. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just drunk water and
Yeah. For me,
had electrolyte, and stuff.
for
And
me, the first
sweat it
time I
out.
caught, yeah, for me, the first time I caught that, we were actually in Florida, and my son got it. Because he was at the Glacier Museum, the Children's
Mhm.
Museum there, and the next day, not the next day, probably a couple days after, it was like, yeah, we had like 2 days left in Florida, and he woke up. He had such a fever. I had to run to the nearest um, drugstore and get him like children's Tylenol to reduce the fever, and then we had to drive back. So mind you, I'm driving a full day, up all night, all day, and then we finally get back into Massachusetts. I felt a little off. I was like, it's no big deal. I've been driving, you know what I'm saying, 24 hours straight, and I stood up. I basically stood up 2 days because I had to go to work the next day. So I'm like, I'll go to bed at like 7:30, and then I'll knock right out. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit. Because I woke up, I was dehydrated. I don't know why I was so dehydrated. I didn't lose my smell. I didn't lose my taste. I was dehydrated. Like I felt like I was like a vampire. Like I needed like water. I don't know why, because I always drink water. And then I'm driving. My job was an hour and 10 minutes away at the time, and I bought a bottle of water, and I mean a whole gallon of water. I drank that shit by 9 a.m. I was so dehydrated, and then we're doing asphalt, and then we were on break, and then I stopped. I laid in someone's driveway. I was so tired. I felt like I got hit with like a bag of bricks.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you all right? You look pale." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I just want to go home." Mind you, this is summertime. It's 92 degrees out, and I have the chills. I'm like, something's not right. I'm going to die. And then, like, I go home, I get right in the tub, and I'm in hot water because I have the chills.
Yeah.
And then my girl comes home. I'm like, "Listen, put a mask on. I have COVID. There's no way." She's like, gives me this. She had a fucking huge like load of fucking COVID tests. Don't ask me how she got them, but she had them. Crazy times. So she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it says you're negative. It says you're negative." I'm like, "No fucking way, dude. I have COVID. I know I have COVID." And then I took a couple of tests, and then it finally came back positive. I was in that room for like 3 days, and I felt like I was going to die. And then after the fourth day came along, I like popped out of bed. I was like, "What the fuck was that about?"
Yeah.
Like it was so weird. Like she was good because we had the TV in the room. I was like, "Listen, I got to do something," because you had to quarantine for like the 14 days.
Yeah.
And she brought the PlayStation in there, so I'm trying to play PlayStation. We don't really watch TV too much in our room, so I don't have like a big huge TV in the room. I have like a decent size, but I'm like squinting my eyes trying to play Madden. I was playing like NBA 2K. Like I couldn't do nothing. But yeah, that was rough. And the other 2 times that I had it, man, it wasn't even that bad. But I mean, like I said, I think it's because I do construction, and the funny part is that I forgot that I left out was that job that I was on with all those guys. The superintendents, all these guys were like, "Oh, we need to be cleanly over here." I'm like, "Cleanly? Have you guys seen the porta-johns?
Yeah.
You guys haven't even got these things clean. Look at this shit. Like this is filth." And you guys are worried about our mask being like below our nose. Fuck out of here. That was crazy times. Every day before you went to work, you had to go in a room. They had to scan you. You had to fill out this paperwork. Make sure you're crazy
Yeah,
times, man.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to go back to that ever again. Let's see what Christopher Wallace had to say here. 100% facts. I remember those days where you guys under curfew too. Here in Tampa, we all had to be home at 7 p.m. Now, we didn't have a curfew. Massachusetts was a little bit different. We didn't have a curfew. You guys had a curfew, Ralph? Or?
Nah, man, listen, Atlanta was open. It had got like Atlanta was so open that it was people from other cities who had what he talking about, like curfews and so much shit was closed down. Atlanta was so open, you had people coming from everywhere else to Atlanta because it was so open, and where they was at was so
crazy.
Shut in.
Yeah,
You know,
they were. I remember they were
go,
talking about that on the news. They were like, "There's too many people mingling in Atlanta." I remember that, dude.
Everybody,
Yeah.
and then the flights and stuff. The prices had dropped, so the flights was cheap. Everybody was coming to Atlanta.
That's
it was
crazy.
open. Yeah, I
What
mean,
a
it was
what a crazy
it was
time we
crazy.
experienced in our lives, dude. That was such
It
a
was crazy, bro.
Don't get me wrong, a lot of people died and stuff like that, but it was just such a crazy time, dude, to be alive. Like, I kind of wish I started this podcast during that time. I thought about it too, and I just never followed through with it. I was like, nah, that's not gonna work. Who the hell's gonna listen to a podcast? Because you had the
But you
Joe
know
Rogan
what?
show.
But now that you think about it, like that was like the perfect time to start a business because that was when everything was resetting. Like the world was stopped. You had nothing to do other than be on electronics. There was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was either you're at home, you're on your phone, you're on your laptop, you watching TV. That's all you could do. Like,
I remember, like, you go into the lobbies to play Warzone, you had no problems finding a game. No problem.
Everybody was
on. There was no problems. Full 100 people on, no problem. And it was just like, it was wild. It was chaotic. And like I said, once they started opening things up here in Massachusetts, I remember even football, bro. That was the year the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl too. Like that was strange, man. Not having fans in the stadium, that was awkward as hell. There was just a weird. I remember the Bucs opened up the season against the Saints, and I remember that I was just like, damn, we just got Tom Brady, and I was like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Then all this COVID shit started happening. They started shutting everything down. And I was just like, damn, man, like, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, and they're going to shut down the season. And I'm like, Tom Brady's old ass. He's getting old. He ain't going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we only got, like, he signed a 2-year contract. But long and behold, they won the Super Bowl. They had a season play out. But that was crazy. I remember even Coach BA, he had a mask and he had the visor.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, man. All you really, like, why don't you just go in there in a hazmat suit at this point? Like, it was just.
But, you know, after I caught it that one time, I didn't catch it again.
Yeah.
Or at least I didn't have the symptoms.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad.
I didn't have no more symptoms like after that. So if I did catch COVID again, I didn't know because I didn't have no symptoms. Like,
I remember that people were like,
crazy.
oh, you should feel guilty. I'm like, why should I feel guilty if I don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like I said, working in construction. I wash my hands. It's like a little like routine I do. I always wash my hands before I eat because that's how you get sick. You know what I'm saying? Touching everything and like my kid likes to bring home all these cool germs and stuff like that from school that he likes to spread it around to everybody here. But I remember it was just such a crazy time. My girl caught it. She actually caught it worse than I did. She lost her sense of smell for like months. Like, I remember I was like, she's bullshitting. And then I don't know what I ate one night, man, but I was tearing it up, dude, in the bed, tearing it up. Like, bad. Like, she couldn't smell it. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I'm gassing myself out here. I left the room. I'm like, how are you still in here? She's like, I can't smell anything. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, my nose hairs are about to disintegrate. I'm like, I like, the joke's on me now. Like, and
she can't smell nothing.
She couldn't smell nothing. Like, she had a little bit of issue, like, because, like, for women, like, because the long hair, like, some women got breakage in their hair, so she had to cut some of her hair off and stuff like that. Yeah, she got it bad. But that was no joke, man. But, like I said, that was crazy, dude. What a hard reset that was on the world, man.
I went a couple places in COVID. I went to LA. I was in Miami. But them places, it was like when you go in stores, it was like you wait in a line, and they let 4 or 5 people out. They'll let 2 or 3 people in.
Yeah.
And they like, it wasn't you not going in because you don't have a mask. No, you either got a mask on when you go in, or they had a box of masks at the door and you put one on. So either way you go, you putting the mask on when you go in the store, and you're going to get hand sanitizer, and they got the little thing they going to scan your forehead with.
Bro. It was nuts.
I went to LA, same thing. You getting sanitizer in your hand, you getting scanned, and you got to have a mask on because they wasn't even playing it at the airport. You had to have a mask on. So
it was definitely a time that I don't want to experience ever again. It was just that whole wow, dude.
It's unforgettable. It's like you gonna remember what you was doing when you got COVID, when you caught COVID.
Oh yeah,
I got word of COVID.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Just like 9/11. You remember what you was during 9/11 or what you was doing at 9/11.
Like I said, I know exactly where I was. I know what time it was. Everything. Like I knew it just hit me like a sack of bricks, dude. Just cracked me, dude. Like I was just like, wow, what is this? That was brutal. And then the worst part was the drive home because it was an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes. And feeling like that, man, I was just like, and I was freezing. I had the heat on. It was 92 degrees out. It was just, I don't ever want to experience that ever again, ever.
Nah,
I don't
didn't
ever
like
want to go through that.
I was kidding. I was short of breath. Like I actually went to a track to kind of exercise.
I did a lot of push-ups. I did a lot of push-ups.
Doing that too.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of push-ups. I was drinking a lot of water. I told my girl to get me mango juice because I love mangoes and pineapple. The mangoes helped out, and then I thought I was good. Like I said, that third day, like the fourth day was on and off a little bit, but that third day I thought I was good. And then I was like, oh, screw it, I'll just get a pizza. Let me see, because I wanted to make sure I could taste, and I got a pizza with banana peppers on it. So I was like, we're going to find out right now. And after I ate that, it felt like shit. And I think that kind of did me in. Yeah. And then that's when I was like weary of what I want to eat. You know, and ever since then, like I'll still eat pizza, but it brings me back to that. Like, like COVID fucked up all of us. Like that was I don't know.
That was
man.
the world reset button.
Yeah, man. Whoever invented that shit, man, fuck that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was no joke, man. Like a lot of shit got affected because of that shit, man. A lot of shit changed. Speaking of change,
I guess it was some leak stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know. There's so much shit going on. You take a look at what's going on in the world right now, man. Like, I don't know, man. I hate going down the political rabbit hole, man, but I don't choose no side, man, because at the end of the day, like, I see people fighting each other over other people that are getting wealthy and rich. And, like, I always hear, like, oh, well, you got to choose a side. No, I don't. I just, the way I look at it is you have two parties, and they're all cool with each other. They make these games, and you just got to play chess. You got to navigate, and you got to be up to date with the rules of the game. That's the way I look at it. And that's how you got to move through life with this shit. I try not to pay too much attention to shit, especially in this day and age now. There's so much misinformation. Like, even with football stuff, there's so much misinformation out there with breaking news and stuff like that. And it's just the AI, it's great, especially if you do podcasts and stuff like that. It's a huge help. But
it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, man, you see so much stupid shit. Like, you see the shit going on with Russia. They had 30 feet of snow, and you see all these AI-generated videos, man. And it's just like, oh, my God, man. It's just, and it's sad because there's a lot of people who believe a lot of those videos. And I'm just like, oh, boy. Like, I will say they're awesome, funny videos. You see the ones with, like, the coaches meeting at the middle of the field and, like, one of them's punching the other coach. You ever see those videos? Those are pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. I like those. Those are pretty funny. But, man, it's a gift and a curse, like you said. Speaking of... Yeah, it is getting out of hand. I'm not going to lie. It is getting out of hand. And it's scary because it's like somebody has your picture. All they have to do is just do something with AI. And then next thing you know, it makes it look like you're a criminal or whatever. That's why recently I started taking down all the photos of my kid on my social media stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because it's getting stupid out there. But I think Jamie's going to be late. But you know what? Let's get into around the NFL, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about the this week of playoffs, man? Another round of good games.
Yeah, man.
Outside of one.
Outside of Denver and New England.
I liked whatchamacallit. So I'm okay with the AFC Championship game being Denver and New England. What I don't like is we're going to see a rematch no matter what. Of either the Patriots against the Rams, which I don't want to see. I've seen that.
Seahawks.
Or the Seahawks. I would be more intrigued with Patriots and Seahawks. But well, you know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves. What did you think about that Buffalo Bills game with the Broncos, man? Because for me, I wasn't sticking up for Josh Allen. I kind of felt bad for him a little bit, but then I was just like, once he started crying on the podium, he just reminded me of my son when I said, no, you're not getting that Lego set. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he comes in like this right away, and it just reminded me of like my son when we were walking out of Walmart, and I said, "No, you're not getting that Lego set," and he's just like the sniffling, like that's what it kind of just took me back to. I was just like, "Bro, why are you crying, man?" Like, if I seen my bank statement from my game check, and you know his game check is probably really high up there,
Yeah.
I ain't crying, bro. I would have just went up to the podium. Yeah, I messed up, man. 5 turnovers, I ain't gonna do it, bro. This guy got his coach fired.
But you know
I
what?
got
I
one-
think
what
I
was that?
think a lot of people just be too wrapped up in like the media. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gotta understand, like everybody that plays sports or professional sport is not gonna win a championship. There are a lot of good players that are not gonna win, but that doesn't make them not good players. It's a team sport, so the people, it's hard to win them. It's hard to get to a Super Bowl, let alone win one. So you got to understand. I'm not saying don't try to not get the one, but if you don't get the one, it ain't the end of the world, because it's
Man.
you
More important things in life.
yeah, you win or you don't. I mean, obviously you want to try to win, but you got to understand that as much as the media wants you to win, it's hard to get there and win. So you got to live with knowing that I tried, but since I didn't, ain't nothing I can do about it. It just
Randy
ain't meant
Moss,
to be.
prime example.
It just ain't meant to be.
I never seen Randy Moss crying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it just ain't
Like,
meant to be. But
yeah,
I'm better than a quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It just worked out in his favor for him to get there. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not taking nothing away from Josh Allen. All those accomplishments that he's had thus far in his young career, fantastic. But if I'm a guy in that team and I see my quarterback crying like that profusely, I'm kind of like, bro, you can't be doing that. It's all right to be emotional in certain situations, like a loved one passes away. But, bro,
not this one.
yeah, to sit there and cry the way you were crying, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna judge you. You know, maybe you're just emotional. I get it, but I'm not gonna cry like that. Like, and it's not because I don't care. It's just because you just got to keep it short and sweet, man. Like kind of Cam Newton. Look what Cam Newton did in the Super Bowl. Just kind of went out there to the media. The media asked him some stupid ass questions like, "Oh, how do you feel about you? What the fuck you mean? How do I feel? I lost the Super Bowl. How do you think I feel? I feel great." And he just what did he got? He got up and walked away. You know what I'm saying? Like with Josh Allen, just to sit there and cry, bro. Like Dad said no to a Lego set for you at Walmart. Like it's just like, come on, bro, stop. Like, why are we doing this? What are you crying about? Your coach just got fired. He's got to go look for a job.
So all kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. Like the trifecta of that. Like you turned the ball over 5 times, and I would have respected him more if he would have went up there and said, "Hey, listen, I don't like the way the referees determined that game, but I also didn't contribute my part. I turned the ball over 5 times. I can't do that. I feel like shit, you know, and I really don't want to talk to you guys." If you were just honest, that's what I want to see. I want to see honesty. I want to see people being more blunt. I want to see people being honest with the media. There's like this stigma. You can't do this with the media. Yes, you can. It's like, it's some weird gatekeeper shit. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I that's why I could never be a professional athlete. I could never talk to the media, bro. They would hate me.
Because you keep it too real.
Yeah, the media would not like me at all, man. Just that whole situation with Josh Allen, sitting there crying. If I'm on his team, man, and I see that, that's supposed to be my quarterback. That's supposed to be my leader. Even when T.O. did it. Remember when T.O. was crying? Kind of looked at him a little different. Like, I get it. Like, the way you address that situation, all right, you lost. You turned the ball over 5 times. Do I think the referees mishandled some calls in that game? Absolutely.
Now, I think there was a catch. Me personally, I think it was a catch.
That was a catch, man. And then you see Devontae Adams with the next, like, it's just, I don't even know. Maybe the gentleman that's about to join us, maybe he can give us some information on it. Maybe he can let us know. Leo, you came.
Sorry I'm late to the party, but I
No,
came
you're
in
not late at all.
just the right time because the referees forgot the rule. And here's why, okay? The first rule is when he hit the ground, did he have the football? The answer is yes. And when that happened and they called it an interception, you could see that the commentators were thinking, oh my God, we got to come up with a way to explain how they got this right, because they completely got it wrong. Let's take it step by step, okay? He catches the ball, and when he hits the ground, he has control. Well, they come out and said, well, he didn't have firm control. And Ken Podolak, one of our guys, said, there's no adjective in front of control. Either you have it or you don't. He had it. He's on the ground. Now you go to the second rule, which is the Calvin Johnson rule. You got to control it through the catch. Okay, they could have very easily said, okay, it's incomplete. You didn't control it through the catch. But what they said is, okay, it's an interception because the ball didn't hit the ground. They had to go back to the first rule. The ball's down. He catches it, hits the ground, plays dead.
Plays dead.
Done. You got to call it's a completion or an incompletion. The fact that they called it an interception tells me that he was they completely blew this. Completely. And look, it cost Sean McDermott his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. It cost him his job, and the GM got a promotion.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Sal Capaccio, who's a very good friend of mine. He's the sideline reporter for the Bills. He said there was a lot of heat between Bean and McDermott. That's because the media was blaming Bean, that his roster was not as strong as what they've had in the past.
Right.
And then they threw Deion Coleman under the bus.
Yes.
And the worst thing is all these Bills Mafia people are putting it up because Bean said, oh, I didn't want him. McDermott did. And they're putting up all this video. And this is what screws you about Hard Knocks is there's video. And they come out and Bean said, oh, yeah, that's my pick. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a cluster you know what up in Buffalo.
Not only that, he brought in, didn't he bring this guy in too? McDermott brought him in.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the worst part. And Louis, I'm going to have a little bit of a disagreement with you. There are times when the emotion just is like a tsunami. It takes you over. It happened to me once, literally, that I was in tears after a game. Because basically, I was like Josh Allen. I had screwed up one play, and we lost by 6. And, yeah, and my brother got me, and he said, hey, get up. No, we're not having this. But there are times where that emotion just, I mean, they're in a big game. They're thinking they can win this. There's no Patrick Mahomes. There's no
Lamar
Jackson. There's no Joe Burrow. The path is there. And they just get the rug pulled out without him. And let's be honest, Superman played like Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And, yeah, 2 turnovers were his. 2 turnovers were caused by Denver and 1 by the officials.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he addressed it. Like, I get he's in his emotions, but it's just for me, when you're the leader of the team, you got it. There's a time and place for that. And for me, I think he should have maybe waited to address the media about it, like the way he was. Because, like I said, I mean, he
Louis,
looked like
I can't agree with you anymore. Why the PR people let him go out like that?
It just looked bad.
Hey, yeah. Oh, of course it's bad because people don't understand what these guys go through. But the fact that the PR people didn't say, hey, Josh, let's wait till this is done. And the NFL, okay, they're going to fine us. We'll pay the fine. I don't care. We don't want to put you out there with this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the media is going to be around him like sharks around blood.
Oh, God, yeah.
And, you know, I really thought they did him a disservice by letting him go out there. They should have said no. unless he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and take it like a man." Well, you don't look like it, so
Yeah.
that's it.
I got to ask you guys, who's the most cursed franchise? Is it the Cleveland Browns or is it the Buffalo Bills?
Buffalo. Hey, the field goal missed by Norwood wasn't a chip shot. It was 44 yards. And guess what? It was that far off. It was less than a piece of paper. It wasn't like he missed it like the Colts kicker. Oh, the drunk missed the kick. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who was that? Vanderjack. Yeah. And then Sebastian Janikowski, he was a drunk too. John Gruden was saying something about that. How about those Patriots, man? I was pretty spot on my prediction early in the season. I said, Vrabel is building a pretty good team out here. Take notice. That was a good game. The offense didn't want to score points.
They made Stroud look pedestrian.
Yeah, and Stroud is under a lot of fire right now, but no one's giving credit to that Patriot defense.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people got to get C.J. Stroud out of here. I don't think so. I just think that he met a good defense. The Patriots have a good defense. We saw what he did. We saw what they did to Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
They made him look like a rookie.
Oh, they did to Josh Allen. Houston did it to Josh Allen, too. But I tell you what, guys, we're seeing a different dynamic here with owners. And again, people got to understand when there's an owners meeting, there's two tables. There's the adult table and there's the kiddies table. The adult table is guys that have won Super Bowls. Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Jeffrey Lurie. And then there's the kiddies table, the guys that haven't won. And Pegulo is that one. And Buffalo is a good team, but they're not a great team. And they are striving to get that Super Bowl. You get one of them. That's all you need, because now you can sit at the big kids' table. The Glazers are there. Yeah. They won two. Yeah. But anybody that's won a Super Bowl, the Hunts, the Maras, the Rooneys, they're all there. And then these other guys. But the ones that haven't, the Clevelands, the Detroits, the Buffaloes.
Yeah. The Cincinnati.
It's got to be driving them crazy.
Jacksonville.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I got to go back to the line. I don't know if you saw the TV show with Mulder and Scully, right?
Mulder and Scully.
On Fox. It was about the people that were invading the earth and everything, and I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm familiar with this.
Yeah. There's a line in there where they were talking to this government guy who supposedly that the Kennedy assassination was all set up by the government, and then he was kind of like getting sick, and he said, "The only thing we got to remember is Buffalo can never win a Super Bowl." Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
okay,
my.
I'm familiar with this.
I remember that line, and I'm thinking,
cursed him.
Oh yeah.
Cursed
oh yeah. This is worse than the GOAT out with the Cubs.
Yeah, and the Red Sox and the great Bambino. But that curse is already broken. That was a cool part of history that I got to witness.
And the biggest thing, Louis, real quick, and then when you look at what's going on, I think because there's 31 teams that are going to end up unhappy, ownership has some really crazy, inflated views of what's going on. I mean, Philadelphia right now, these people are ready to jump off the bridge.
Yeah, just won a Super Bowl.
And I told him, I said, the hardest thing to do is repeat. I mean, just think about Buffalo got there 4 years in a row. Kansas City got there 3 years in a row. But the fact that that's happening, it doesn't happen that often. John Cooper made a statement. There are two teams that went back-to-back before Florida did it. It was Pittsburgh and the Lightning. And I asked Coach Cooper, I said, Coach, how important would it be to go back to back? He said, winning one, anybody can do. You win 2 in a row, it's special.
Oh, God, yeah.
Thing. Everybody in Philly said, "Oh, we're just going back." Well, guess what? You're not. I would be very surprised. Let's say it's New England and Los Angeles this year, just for whatever. They're not going back because one, the Patriots going to play that first place schedule now. That's going to be a whole different.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead.
Go ahead. I said, speaking of the Patriots, a former Buccaneer came up huge in that game. He had a couple of calls on him. Carlton Davis made some big plays to kickstart that Patriot defense. You know,
he had a pass defense. He had a pick, didn't he? Right, he had a pick at the end of the game. Leo, I'm so glad you're here. I've been thinking about you all day. I was actually going to ask Louis if you were going to be here because I hope you guys haven't talked about it already. That Buffalo Bills press conference. I'm sorry. I was putting my son to bed. It took forever. And then as soon as I got out of there, the baby woke up and started crying. And I'm so late. But oh my gosh, talk about throwing a coach under the bus. Where's McDermott going, Leo? Raiders? He can turn a franchise around. They're getting Mendoza.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, we got to see what his contract looks like. You know, does he have a non-compete basically that, okay, we're going to pay you no matter what, or if you take a job, you know, is that going to be, you know, lower the amount of money we got to pay you? So we got to see that. But I'll tell you what, he'd be a great fit in Baltimore. Oh my God.
Yeah, he would have. Baltimore just hired what's his face?
Joe Brady. Take Joe Brady with you as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Ralph, what do you think? You think Sean McDermott, Raiders, good fit?
Nah. I mean, it ain't a bad fit, but there's other places where it'll be a better fit. Like y'all said, Baltimore.
Tampa.
If you want to go to Tampa.
Tampa. I wouldn't mind Sean McDermott in Tampa.
What about Pittsburgh?
I mean, I'm not trying to throw Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh is 2 years out from having a quarterback.
Yeah. Pittsburgh is that's a whole different scenario. Actually, Leo, while I have you here, early on in the show, I went on a rant because one thing I'm getting tired of with the Buccaneers is players with these expectations of I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you do jack squat. What's your take on this Baker Mayfield, Kevin Stefanski stuff? I had an opinion on it. I don't like it. I don't like, and the reason why I say this is because I was saying early on in the show, if you're Baker Mayfield, and this is a question for everybody here on this panel, who's had more success, Baker Mayfield in the past 4 years or Kevin Stefanski?
Baker Mayfield, easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why I see, and I get why, I understand Baker's a competitor, and I understand, Jamie, we talked about this early in the day. I didn't like it because I feel like when someone's below you, especially like a Kevin Stefanski, and he gets a reaction out of you right away, he's already living rent-free in your head.
Yeah, but that's a one-time personal thing.
Oh,
He's not.
Hey, Louis, he had this puppy planned ever since he left Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. That has been sitting in his head.
Yeah,
and
he wrote this, what, 5-6 years ago, and just put it aside and said, okay, here it comes.
Yeah, how's Deshaun Watson doing for him?
Well, this is my whole thing, is you've had a lot of success throughout the years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because what's going to happen is now you have to prove yourself. Not only prove yourself, now let's just say we go to play the Atlanta Falcons. Let's just say the Falcons blow the doors off of us. Now you look ridiculous. This is a common trend with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got too many players on this team saying they're going to have the most sacks. This guy's going to do this guy, and nobody performs.
But Baker's his
it's
own
got to stop.
thing.
It's got to stop. This year has been a dumpster fire.
This tracks with the whole rest of his personality. Look, if he wasn't a dog, if he didn't go out there and put his body on the line every play, if he didn't put his head down and try and run through guys, this is how he is 24/7. And you can't ask him, look, this is not a Diego Pavia situation where he's popping off at the hip because his feelings are hurt. He's saying, basically, this guy is not who he holds himself out to be.
Oh no, we all know that. I've seen players talking about Stefanski, how they don't really respect him. Miles Garrett there's a funny video with him and Miles Garrett. Stefanski, I was telling Ralph, Stefanski was saying something. He's like, "Oh, guys, I never lie to you guys." And Miles Garrett was in the background like,
"Yeah, really?
Yeah, okay, buddy."
Yeah, I mean,
it's just
look, if you were to ask, certainly in the NFC, every player which quarterback jaws the most, I don't think there's any hesitation that it's Baker in the NFC.
Oh yeah,
right? But I mean, just for me, Jamie, the way this season ended, the way it's going, there's a lot of turmoil in that locker room. There's a lot of things we don't know about still. Rashad White came out and said a lot of things. Yaya Diaby said a lot of things. I think the last thing we needed as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is this. I don't want to hear any more of, can't wait to see you, coach. I don't want to hear none of that. It'd be better suited if whatever week we play them, when the schedule comes out, do your talking on the field, and then go to midfield and do those shenanigans.
But that's not who Baker is. This is how
but
he
you're
finds
gonna look
himself up.
foolish. You're gonna look foolish when you lose.
Louis, he's not going to look foolish. But what it does is it opens up a can of worms with the media when that shows up.
Oh, I get it.
You know, the first thing somebody's going to say, "Oh, you're playing Atlanta. You and the coach are buddies, right?" But
he likes that. That fuels him. You've seen it even since college. That's who he is. That's how he gets himself going.
What happened with that fuel? It ran out.
Well, when he played Stefanski,
when they wouldn't shake hands with him before the game? I think they won 60-7 or something.
Oh yeah. That was when he was in college.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's just for me.
He's a competitor. He is.
I get it.
Ask him to not be. Listen, this isn't sour. Like I said, this is not a Diego Pavia situation where it's sour grapes and he's whining. This is a legitimate thing. And now he's got him down in his conference and he's fired up and he's firing his guys up. He is not a lead from the back.
I don't know who he's firing up on, what guys he's firing up, because these guys are not motivated. I'm telling you.
Well, it's the off season. It's the off season. You don't know what anyone is.
Jamie, did you see the last Leo? I mean, did we not see the last 4 or 5 games of this team? Nobody looked motivated on that team, and we saw our captain Mike Evans flipping out at that Thursday night game. We saw Todd Bowles dropping F-bombs, and you would think they would come back the next week and light the world on. No, this team's
Baker
not motivated.
had 3 of his 4 major limbs injured by the end there, and they still won the last game.
Yeah, and Baker was banged up. Let's be honest, he was hurt.
Evans was hurt, and Godwin was hurt.
The Niners were hurt too, man.
Lucky was hurt, and you're not the Niners. Get over it. Nobody else is the Niners, buddy.
Exactly. We can't use these excuses. Oh, they were hurt. Like, it's everybody's hurt.
It's not
man.
an excuse.
But the Niners had more crucial injuries than the Buccaneers did. Some of the players that they had out are top tier players at their positions in the whole NFL.
Yes,
Fred
but this
Warner
is what they do.
Best linebacker.
Nobody does this like.
Oh,
shit.
Jamie, we actually have something. We actually have something good
every
for you.
year.
Jamie, we actually
if it's
Ralph,
not a Ben Johnson clip, I don't want to see it.
No. Ralph actually brought something up. Leo, I want to know if you heard about this. Ralph, let these guys know what you told me about why the Niners had these injuries. There's something going around. They're actually investigating this.
Oh no!
Yeah, did you hear the electrical substation they got?
Leo, did you hear about that?
Yeah, the substation is right outside the door.
Yeah, it's right there by the practice field, stadium, and all that.
So is this?
Oh boy, you sure it's not the chemtrails or the fluoride?
No, they said they looking into this.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they're looking into it.
I think. Well, they should check for aliens too.
Yeah,
because it might be aliens. They could be.
Oh, by the way,
serum
Louis,
from
the
X-Files. My favorite show of
the
all
X-Files,
time.
My
favorite show of all time.
The X-Files.
We were talking about the line on the X-Files before you got on about
that show used
the smoking man when he said
the intro music.
Don't let the Bills win the Super Bowl. I go, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey guys, can we change gears real quick, just for 1 minute? Was holding and pass interference just not called in the college football playoff game?
No comment.
There was,
I don't know what anything is anymore.
So there were some really, really bad missed holds. The PIs were pretty inconsistent. Although, hopefully you guys have already talked about this, but if not, I'm going to open up a whole can of worms at 9:35 at night. The Bills catch, that was actually an interception. The Bears interception, that was actually a catch, right? Last week, we saw the exact same play called the exact opposite way. Is Leo, I presume you watched these games. Is there just no rule on this? Because it felt to me, because both booth crews were like, oh no, of course that's the right call. That's the only way you can call that. But then I watched them side by side and I was like, no, it's the exact same play.
Yeah, we talked about it just before you got on. And the problem was it was a collaboration of two rules. And the first rule was, okay, when you catch the ball, you're down. Okay, did he have control? Well, the booth people said, well, he didn't have firm control. Well, guess what? There's no such thing. Either you have control or not. And the problem is now you have to put the Calvin Johnson rule in to control it through the catch. And what they were saying was, okay, he didn't control it through the catch, and that was an interception. No, you go back to rule 1. He was down.
Exactly.
It was either incomplete or complete.
So he has control of the ball. He's down, and he's touched by a defender, which to me, and this is me putting on former lawyer socks here, you interpret rule 1, subsection A, subsection 1 of A. Okay, that's it. It's done. You don't have to go to B. You don't have to go to 1A2.
Well, right? you have to go to B only because of this goofy rule about controlling it through the catch.
Right. Yes. But the problem is, then there's no such thing as being down, right? Because he has control, he's down, and he's touched. But then he loses control after he has control and is touched and is down. It's by the actual letter of the law, from a purely
it's getting out of hand with this. What's a catch and what's not a catch?
From a legislative interpretation standpoint, the play has ended.
All this does is fuel every conspiracy theory about how the NFL is controlled.
I believe I texted Louis and I texted Dino and I texted my Bills buddies and I said, if you're trying to convince people that the NFL is not rigged, this weekend was a few steps in the wrong direction.
Yeah. It just, to me, I'm starting to not enjoy watching the game because we had Jamie last week. Guys, we all talked about this last week. What a great weekend of football.
Yep.
And every game
I almost
was
converted to Catholicism because of the Pope and the Bears. I was so close.
Hey, Jamie, you talk about crazy, but the pass that Caleb Williams made was phenomenal. But no one saw the push by the tight end in the end zone. That was blatant and obvious.
It wasn't that. He didn't extend the arm. Now he did push, but he didn't extend the arm.
I can't say nothing because Mike
pushed.
Evans has a tendency of doing this. So I
can't. He definitely pushed. I watched that replay because I saw the defender complaining about it, and I was like, "What's this guy on about?" And then I watched it. I was like, "Okay, he did push, but he did not extend the arm." And while the rule is not only extend the arm, a lot of refs rely on the arm extension as the crutch. There's a lot of other ways you can do OPI without extending the arm. Yeah. But here's the thing. If the general rule, Leo, you know this better than I do, is the amount of hand fighting, A, that's going on already before the ball is thrown, and B, how much they've let go in the game. And they were letting a pretty good amount of hand fighting go on throughout the game. I think if he gets the arm extended, they call it. I also think with a throw that good.
Oh yeah. We're not going to ruin it.
Right. Exactly. That's that. I mean, honest to God, that is one of the best. And this is me. Well, I would say I'm trying to tuck my bias, but I actually despise the Bears. That's how much I love them. That is honest to God, one of the better NFL throws of all time. It's not top throw of all time. It might not even be top 5 or top 10, but it is in the conversation of just insanity.
I'm going to say one thing. And I was pretty hard on Caleb Williams when he first came out. This year, he impressed me. He showed some great, some good improvement, and he's made some really pretty throws. I'm not gonna lie. He's clutch.
And some really bad ones. The problem is,
the problem is
he's
like
clutch. Yeah, but he's
like
anti-clutch.
The little girl with the curl. You know, when he's good, he's really, really good. But when he's bad, he's terrible.
Well,
And-
and it's not, Leo. I think we've talked about this before. It's not when he's good, and when he's bad. It's when he's under pressure or rolling out, he's good. When he has a clean pocket, he's bad. And I expect Ben Johnson to know a lot more about that than I do. And I expect Ben Johnson to spend this entire offseason just having him stand completely still in a quiet room with some ambient crowd noise and throw for 6 hours a day. Because this man, Louis, you and I have talked about it a bunch. You put him rolling out to the right, he puts it on a frozen rope with a defender in front, a defender in back. And the tight end doesn't always catch it, or the receiver doesn't always catch it, but it's always where only they can get to it. The guy throws very few picks.
Absolutely.
But then you put him in a nice clean pocket, and this is a problem. You have a top 5 offensive line with 2 all-pro offensive linemen. Unfortunately, you're going to have clean pockets sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, guys, I'll throw this out at you. The greatest catch and throw in NFL history, Kyler Murray running to his left, going out of bounds, and throws it 55 yards to DeAndre Hopkins.
I remember that.
That's one of the best throws of all time.
Is it better than Aaron Rodgers against the Cowboys when he rolled out and threw it? Who was the tight end at the time?
Rodgers. Same name. Rodgers.
Rodgers to Rodgers.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a rollout. That was in the middle of the field, that touchdown. Are you talking about the one that was on the right side of the end zone?
Yeah. But Kyler Murray is going out of bounds and torques his body to turn and throw it 55 yards. I go, only a guy that played baseball could even think about it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. That's a shortstop style throw.
Yeah. For me, I think one of the prettiest, I don't know, it had to be, it was big hype going around in this game, big matchup between Randy Moss and Darrelle Revis. Do you guys remember that first meeting?
Yep. Yeah.
And there was a lot of talk that Randy Moss was going to get shut down, and Brady just hucked it up there. I think he was double covered too, and Moss just kind of.
Is this the catch of the season where he was triple covered?
Yeah, I think it was, and it was.
He was triple covered.
It was just the play
right
took
in
forever.
the edge of the end zone. Yep, and the ball just hangs up there. This play has bothered me since the day it happened because everyone talked about how it's proof that Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever, and I'm like, that's just proof that it's Randy Moss.
Yeah.
That was a backyard football play. That wasn't incredible accuracy. It wasn't him splitting into a millisecond window. He goes, I'm going to throw it up there somewhere. You go get it.
And then he did it. And then I don't know if you guys remember that game, the snowball game between the Titans and the Patriots when the Patriots had the throwbacks on and Brady was just throwing the ball all over the yard with Randy Moss. And I was just like, this isn't even fair. This looks like a varsity high school team going against a professional team.
Okay, Louis, it's getting late. Should we put in our predictions for the weekend?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's go ahead, man.
I got some work to do still here, so
yeah.
Get after it.
Yeah, I mean, what's your take here, Leo? Who's going to the Super Bowl?
You're not going to like this.
Oh, boy.
I think Seattle in the NFC, they haven't given a touchdown in 3 games. That's unheard of.
I talk about how Minnesota messed up, man, getting rid of Sam Darnold.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I just don't see New England going in and beating Denver even with a backup quarterback out there. Because at elevation, it's a mess. And remember, Sean Payton, when Breeze got hurt, guess what? Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 for him. He knows how to deal with the backup. I think both games are going to be close. I think they're both going to be low scoring. I think Denver wins probably 19-16, maybe with a field goal in overtime or at the end of the game. And I think Seattle wins 17-6.
Wow. So defensive performances on both AFC and NFC. Okay.
Yeah, I think
so.
Right.
I like that.
And lucky they're not playing a game in New England this weekend, huh, Louis? That would be a mess.
So we got the weather alert. They don't know, man. I like to mess around. I like to mess with people. They're like, "Oh, what are they saying?" I said, "Oh, it's going to be 12 inches to a foot," and nobody understands the reference. They're like, "What?" I'm like, 12 inches to a foot. It's a lot of snow. Between 12 and a foot. and they're like just staring at me. But I don't know. I've heard we're supposed to get 2 feet of snow. Then I've heard that it's supposed to be 18 inches of snow, 23 inches. I don't know. The way
You
I
guys
look
are
at
the
it
northern
is,
edge of it. Your high end is 24. This is my advantage.
well, they're saying
Remember,
by the cold.
remember I got that buddy who's the meteorologist at Goddard Space Center for NASA, and he's always the one that
Let me
gives
know
me
what
the
I'm getting,
good.
Jamie. Let me know what I'm getting so I can just know if I have enough salt melt for the snow. And
Believe
all
on the
over
northern
area.
edge, you guys aren't supposed to get more than 18 inches. I can check with him again tomorrow. He's got a very
Okay.
busy day at work tomorrow. But this is the guy when there's a hurricane in, and I'm like, hey, do I need to board up my restaurants? He tells me, and he's never once been wrong in many years. And he will often contradict the TV news. All right.
Okay.
Can I give my predictions here?
Go
Lay it
right
on
ahead,
me.
bud.
All right. Leo's right. Seahawks take it to the Rams. And I agree that it's not going to be a super high scoring game. Both of these teams have monster defenses. What's his name? DeMarcus Lawrence on the Seahawks, a D lineman, came from Dallas, who apparently the Cowboys are now talking trash because he said he left because he wanted a chance to win a ring. And it's like, yeah, well, he's got a lot better chance than the Cowboys who haven't sniffed the NFC Championship game in 30 years. I think the Bears showed last week how to shut down Jared Verse, and I think that's really gonna.
I didn't talk to you about that. I didn't give them credit for that, and that's no easy task. Jared Verse is a freak. He's no Aaron Donald,
but he is one of the best edge rushers in the game. I mean, they play a different position, but I don't know that the Seahawks necessarily have Joe Thuney, who can just move over to left tackle, who's got 4 Super Bowl rings and two Pro Bowls. However, I agree. I think Seahawks win. I don't know the score, but I'm guessing Seahawks are probably going to get in the mid-20s and Rams somewhere in the teens. Patriots Broncos, I think Leo is very close. I think the Patriots pull this off, but I think that America is going to learn that Bo Nix has very little to do with that team's success. And that's not me attacking Bo Nix. I just think that is a system that is set up for this. Bo Nix and Jared Stidham played at similar times in college, and they both won a made-up award that me and my friends have called the Priesman, which is when the national media crowns you the Heisman winner before the first game has been played of the season. And Stidham and Bo Nix won it, I think, in back-to-back years. Was it at Auburn for Nix before he went over to Oregon? And so I agree. I think that I think that Denver is not reliant on Bo Nix. I think he's better than I thought he would be, but I don't think they're entirely reliant on him. I think Denver's D line is just unreal good, unreal good. Across the Bonito is like, he's one of those guys you take your eye off him, then you look at the stat sheet 7 minutes later, and you're like, oh yeah, he did all of that in like a few plays.
And not only that, Surtain's kind of having an off season that where most corners would consider them a top 10 corner. Like, that defense is no joke. They don't get a lot of credit.
Yeah, I mean, Surtain, Alabama product, obviously. Probably the best cornerback in football over the last 3 years.
I'd trade 2 first-round picks for him right now.
People have tried. I know there's been at least a first, a second, and the next year second, I think, was offered before he signed the extension last offseason, I think.
He's just good. Imagine him and Antoine Winfield Jr. in the same defense.
I think the Patriots pull it out. I think they have stayed a little bit healthier at a few more positions. I think every once in a while you get a player that's just got the magic in him for that season, in the way that May has that magic in him right now. They've got a good 1-2 punch at running back. Keyshawn Boutte decided a few weeks ago that he's going to be an all-pro.
Yeah.
He had incredible early.
They've been waiting for him for a long time out here.
Remember, he had a very good early season. I think weeks like 2 through 5, everyone's like, oh my gosh, is this guy like the NFL's new wide receiver 1? What? And then real quiet. And then right at the end of the season, he started doing it again in the playoffs. Yeah. Look, if you're Mr. Clutch, someone's always going to pay you. So I think the Patriots pull this off. But I think that Leo is right about everything he said. I think it's just going to swing a little bit more the other direction. And I don't want to downplay the altitude. And I wasn't nuts about what Vrabel said about, hey, if we were actually going to adjust to the altitude, we would have had to be there last Friday or last Saturday. And unfortunately, we had to play a game. So I believe they're arriving tomorrow in Denver. The team's not even there yet.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Let me throw this out at you. my good friend at San Diego State, Brian Dutcher, he goes up and plays Wyoming, which is at 8,000 feet. Okay? Then he's got to play Utah State and all these other people at elevation. I asked the trainers, I said, how do you deal with this? He said, 36 hours is the key. If you stay longer than 36, it's going to affect you. So they'll fly in very late to these altitude games at New Mexico, at Wyoming, at Utah State, just to avoid that. He said after 36 hours, it becomes an issue. So by getting there early may not help the Patriots because, get there late so you really can't worry about it.
I will say purely anecdotally, my in-laws live in Prescott, Arizona, which is up in the mountains.
Oh, God.
Prescott's one of the only nice towns in Arizona, but it's up there. And I went to the grocery store with my brother-in-law and was walking back with like less than 10 pounds of stuff in my arms. And like a mile and a half in, I was like, man, I am so.
Your
what is
heart
going
felt
on
like
here?
it was coming through your chest, right?
Well, it felt like I wasn't getting enough oxygen no matter how much I breathed, but I grew up asthmatic. So I felt like, I'm having an asthma attack. But then I was like, wait, I'm not feeling like the clogging feeling. And I said to my brother, I was like, man, I am so out of shape. I got to be hitting the gym. And he's like, altitude, brother, altitude. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm a mile and a half up.
Yeah.
But you know
Ralph,
what? But Leo, I had been there for about a week. So you may be right on this.
Yeah.
Ralph, who do you got?
I'm gonna take Seattle. I know this LA and Seattle third time playing this season, but it's just something about that 12-man.
Oh God, yes.
Because when they opened that game up against San Francisco with the opening kickoff, they was already hyped. Because Doug Baldwin, the one that waved the 12-man flag, waved Doug Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Was it?
Was it from Legion of Boom?
Yeah, it was already kind of like an earthquake.
They were already hyped up, yeah.
And when he ran that back, it went to a whole nother level. The game was already over for San Francisco at that point. You know what I'm saying? They gave Sam Darnold a 2-score lead without even him.
Yeah.
It was Doug Baldwin. You're right.
Those plays right there.
It was Cam Chancellor doing the chant.
Yeah.
All right.
So
those plays right there. When you start off, I've seen it as a Bucs fan when the opposing team comes in and there's that one play, Leo. There's just that to start the game. You have this feeling like we're not going to win this game. Like it's over. Like when I seen that opening kickoff, I was like, yeah, I think the 49ers have finally run out of ammunition here. There's nothing they're gonna do. And then I'm like, I'm gonna walk away from this game for like 10 minutes. I came downstairs, I went back upstairs, and I just seen the score, and I'm just like,
that was
17-0 like that.
Yeah,
that was like, down home old country.
What happened? I'm like, well, we all know what's going on here. So
Louis, the last time I remember feeling that way on an opening kickoff was when Devin Hester returned for the first time ever the opening kickoff of the Super Bowl. We had Rex Grossman against and I remember thinking to myself, we're losing this game. We're losing this game.
Wow.
What was that? Lovie Smith?
Yeah,
Lovie Smith was the coach. Yeah. Rex Grossman was the quarterback. A-Train was the running back.
Yeah, you guys also had Machine Muhammad.
Olin Kreutz at center.
Yeah.
Was B. Marsh there?
Charles Tillman.
Brian
Tillman.
Urlacher,
Lance Briggs.
Who was that super hard-hitting safety? Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, yep, I remember him. Yeah, you guys had a good team. That was pretty good. And then you win the
legendary FBI agent Charles Tillman.
Yeah, Charles Tillman. Yeah. Who do you got in the AFC, Ralph?
AFC, I'm gonna go New England. I think it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna take New England. I just don't really see Jarrett Stidham making enough plays. So this is gonna be his first start. So
first start of the year,
of the year, yeah. So it's gonna be tough to ask a backup to come in and start for the first time in a game that not a regular season game, but this is a game you got to have to go to the Super Bowl. So it's not like you lose this game and then we'll go back to the film room and see what we can
great point.
And go to next week game and see what we need to. Now you got a week, to prepare for an AFC Championship game to send us to the Super Bowl. So I think it's tough.
It's a lot of pressure.
But I think the defense is going to keep him in the game. But I don't think he's going to have enough. His inexperience going to show. You know,
you ain't gonna have enough juice,
it's not
man.
gonna be enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and look, he played in some big games in college, right? But you know, when did he graduate? 2018.
Yeah.
So
You
he's
know what?
been in the league 7 years.
Yeah, you know what New England's biggest problem is? There's no
O-line.
film on this guy this year. I mean, you're going into a game. Yeah.
Well, they got film on him.
They don't have it on this year.
He played for the Patriots, but
he played for the Patriots. I mean, I think. Well, I don't know if that coaching. They still have film on him. For me,
I would like it pointed out he didn't have a single pass in the 2024 season either.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's tricky. But I mean, I would be concerned if I was the Patriots if it was Nick Folk starting. But I mean, and Tom Brady. But no. I don't know, Leo, you kind of got me thinking about the way the altitude works. That was a good point you made. I didn't really think about that. But I don't know. I think Mike Vrabel has that team really playing well. I mean,
he does.
That defense is so brutal. We all talked about the Houston Texans, and, you know, the Patriot defense is what sparked that win for the Patriots, I believe. Because if you guys really looked at that game, the offense had a tough time going, you know, and Texans had a very good defense. But the Patriots defense took it in their hand and said, you know what, you guys don't want to score? We're going to score points. We're gonna get this game going. They created turnovers, and that's huge.
And they like being underdogs, by the way. They love playing with a chip on their shoulder. And when Vrabel's your head coach, I mean, we talked about this, I think, last week or week before last, that one of the players was saying the problem with the Patriots is that they all like to hit like Vrabel liked to hit. And teams don't really know what to do with that in the modern NFL because there's not a lot of real smash mouth defenses. Hilariously, there's plenty of smash mouth offensives now, but there's just not a lot of really, really smash mouth defenses.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the Patriots and Vrabel leading and anchoring that defense reminds me a lot of like old school football, old school defenses. You know, and it's the type of stuff that wins championships, and
it's also the stuff that shakes back up quarterbacks.
Yeah, you know, they're vicious. Look what they did to Justin Herbert. Look at all the quarterbacks. CJ Stroud's about to lose his position.
If New England gets a 2-score lead, we can chalk this up. It's gone.
No question.
I'll tell you what. If Denver gets the lead, look out, because you know. You got, we talk about spinning, but, you know, Drake May hasn't been down this road either. You know, you got two guys that are in uncharted waters, so to speak. But the best part is, you know, you can't mic up Vrabel during the game because every other word is an F-bomb.
You know what I love but you know what I love about Mike Vrabel is that when they put the camera towards him before the play starts, he's lined up like he's in the play.
Oh, yeah, like he's going to play.
Oh yeah, he gets down in the ready position like he's
and it's just like, how can you not? This is not your old Patriots. This is a new version of the New England Patriots. This kind of reminds me of when they first won that Super Bowl against the Rams. I'm going to take the New England Patriots. I've been talking about them all year. I hyped them up in the preseason. I picked them.
Yep. I would say nobody could look at this team and say Vrabel's not a good fit for the Patriots.
Oh God, he's a perfect fit.
Well, I did say that. I said I didn't like the hiring at first, and then I'm like, well, if you listened, I said, hey, let me see what they do in the offseason. And there was guys that they were signing that a lot of people were like, oh, why are they paying him all this money? That are like they did it with Carlton Davis, and I said, listen, nobody wants to go to New England right now. You're going to have to overpay for some guys. And then, you know, you'll be lucky if some other guys follow suit. What's the guy there that they have on defensive line? They paid him a little bit of money, and he turned out to be one of the best players they have on defense. But I did say on the sports web with you and Peter, I said, watch out for the Patriots. They're going to come into Tampa. They're going to upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What did they do?
Are you talking about Milton Williams?
No, the other one. I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of his name.
What is it? Edge rusher?
I think he's a nose tackle for them.
Oh, Kyrus Tonga?
No.
Because he's their only nose tackle. I mean, they have Eric Gregory. So Christian Barmore and Milton Williams are their two
yes,
DTs.
there you go.
But Milton Williams, I feel like, had a monster season.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, the whole line has. I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, that defense is brutal. And they have guys on offense, especially at the running back position, that can hit home runs, man. And so I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are a team that everybody slept on this year. And then as far as the NFC goes, I don't want to see a rematch of the Patriots and Rams. I don't. That's going to be 3 times already. But I don't want to count out Sean McVay. McVay is very focused and he's very dialed in. But I don't know. It's very hard to go against Sam Darnold. I'm going to say the Seahawks, man. The Seahawks, they're explosive. Najigba, he's probably one of the best receivers in the league. Top 2, I would say, if not the best receiver in the league, in my opinion. I think we're looking at a New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl. It's going to be interesting. And no, Malcolm Butler will not be playing this game. So,
and you know what the difference is between, you know what the point differential is between the Rams and the Seahawks in their 2 games?
What is it?
3.
Wow, 3 points.
The Rams won by 2 and the Seahawks won by 1 in that game, where they had the fumble that was blown dead and Charbonneau picked it up and walked it into the end zone. I mean, there was some crazy stuff happening there.
Yeah, it's that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it's 10 o'clock. We got to call it.
Yeah.
At my age, I think 10 o'clock, the doctor tells me I better go to bed before I pass out. So, hey, as usual, it was great. Let's tie this bow up next week. What do you think?
Absolutely. I chose Thursday. I had a little bit of an eye injury. That's why I postponed. I couldn't see too well yesterday. It was brutal, but we're all healed up now somewhat. The eye heals fast. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you guys for tuning into the Frozen Pirate podcast. On behalf of Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, Ralph of Damn You2 Sports Talk, and Jamie, the not so depressed Bears fan. He's actually what do you got there? The cheese grater. On behalf of on all of us, put God first, love and respect each other, and we look forward to you guys joining us next week. And we're not talking about the Pro Bowl because that doesn't exist.
Talk about the Super Bowl. Talk about the
We're talking about the Super Bowl. Peace.
Yep.